You have felt it, haven't you? That quiet pull inside, whispering that life is not random, that your thoughts are not just thoughts, but forces. And today, you will discover what that truly means, not as a vague idea, not as a poetic illusion, but as a living reality that shapes every detail of your existence. Before we go deeper, pause for a moment. If these words already resonate with you, if you feel the spark of recognition, then give this video your support. Subscribe now, leave a like, because this journey we are about to begin will not be light entertainment. It will be transformation. Now, imagine this. You are standing at the edge of an infinite ocean. Its waves respond not to the moon, but to your very heartbeat, every pulse of thought, every surge of emotion. The water bends to you. This is not fantasy. It is the hidden structure of reality itself. What you believe becomes. What you fear becomes. What you trust becomes. And yet most people live as if they are powerless. They chase, they beg, they hope, unaware that the key has always been in their hands. Power, control, unshakable mastery, not over others, but over the self. You see, history is filled with empires that rose and crumbled. Kings who commanded millions but could not command their own mind. Warriors who conquered cities but lost themselves to anger, to fear, to doubt. And then, in the shadows, there were those who needed no crown, no army, no throne, yet their silence shook nations, because they had mastered the one kingdom no tyrant can invade, the inner world. Picture yourself in that place. Imagine being so still, so centered, that chaos cannot touch you. People argue, people betray, people collapse under the weight of uncertainty, but you remain unshaken. This is not coldness. It is not indifference. It is power. It is detachment. The art of stepping back, not to abandon life, but to rise above its illusions. The ancient philosophers called it discipline of the mind. The mystics called it union with the infinite. Modern science calls it coherence. Different names, one truth. Your thoughts create patterns. Your emotions fuel them, and the universe echoes back, not instantly, not always as you expect, but with absolute precision. Have you ever noticed how fear breeds more fear? How a single thought of failure attracts 1,000 proofs of your weakness? And yet, the same law works in reverse. Confidence breeds opportunity. Silence breeds clarity. Detachment breeds control. So ask yourself, what do you feed? Which wolf do you awaken each morning with your first thought? The wolf of chaos or the wolf of mastery? Imagine waking tomorrow with one decision. No thought enters your mind without your permission. No emotion grips your heart without your consent. Can you feel the weight of that power? It is greater than money, greater than influence, because it cannot be stolen. But how do you reach it? How do you transform the restless storm of your inner world into unshakable calm? The first step is silence. Not silence as absence of sound. Silence as the absence of noise within. Picture yourself closing your eyes. The world outside fades, and in that stillness, you discover a voice not born of fear, not born of doubt, but born of pure awareness. This voice is your compass. It guides without words. It knows without proof. And when you listen, reality bends to its clarity. Think of the moments in history when silence carried more weight than armies. When a single man, standing still in the face of power, shifted the destiny of nations. That is not legend. It is the manifestation of an inner law, and you are built from the same substance. But silence alone is not enough, for silence must be paired with vision, because the mind without direction becomes a prison of emptiness. Close your eyes again. Picture yourself not as you are, but as you could be, strong, unshakable, free, not trapped by fear of failure, nor addicted to the approval of others. See yourself walking through the storms of life untouched, like a mountain unmoved by the wind. Hold that image. Do not merely imagine it. Feel it. Let your body vibrate with it, because the universe does not respond to words alone. It responds to frequency, and your emotions are that frequency. Do you see now the power you hold? The secret hidden in plain sight. It is not about forcing reality with willpower. It is about aligning with it, like tuning an instrument, like setting a compass. The disciplined mind, the detached heart, the clear vision, together they form the code of manifestation. But beware, this path is not for the weak. It is not for those who wish to remain comfortable in illusion. To walk this road is to confront your own chaos, your own shadows, your own noise. It is to look at your fears and say, You do not roll me. History honors those who conquered themselves. From Stoic philosophers who embraced death without trembling, to mystics who fasted in silence and returned with visions that shaped civilizations. Their stories are not meant to be admired from afar. They are invitations. Invitations for you to do the same. Imagine 1 year from now, you wake not in fear, but in power, not in chaos, but in clarity. Your life reflects not chance, but choice. Would that not be worth the discipline? Would that not be worth the silence? And it begins now, with one thought, one breath, one decision to master yourself before life masters you. You are not here by accident. Every step that brought you to this very moment, every choice, every detour, every loss, every victory has led you here because now, at this precise point in time, you are ready to understand what was hidden. The truth is simple. Your inner world is the blueprint of your outer world. And yet simplicity does not mean weakness. Simplicity is the deepest power, concealed beneath layers of distraction and noise. Imagine for a moment that you are holding a mirror, but this mirror does not show your face. It shows your thoughts. It shows your emotions. It shows the vibration of who you are. And as you stare into it, you realize this is what life reflects back to you. You may protest, but I want abundance. And yet if your mirror reveals fear of lack, life will echo scarcity. You may whisper, I want love. And yet if your mirror reveals unworthiness, life will echo abandonment. The mirror cannot lie. It can only reflect. So the question is not, how do I change the world? The question is, how do I change the reflection? And here lies the secret. Control the mirror. Master the frequency. Become the architect of the invisible. Picture yourself walking into a room filled with people. No words are spoken, yet the air shifts. Some turn their heads, drawn to your presence. Others feel uneasy, unable to explain why. This is not chance. This is resonance. Your inner world silently broadcasts, and everyone around you responds. Now ask yourself, what signal do you transmit each day? Do you radiate strength, clarity, purpose, or do you radiate fear, doubt, chaos? The ancient warriors understood this. Before battle, they did not simply sharpen swords. They sharpened the mind. They entered silence. They breathed deeply, slowly, until the storm within them turned to still water. Because they knew, if the enemy cannot pierce your mind, they cannot defeat you. And you too are a warrior. Your battlefield is not the desert, not the forest, not the city walls. Your battlefield is the invisible realm of thought. Win there, and you win everywhere. But mastery requires discipline. Discipline, not as punishment. Discipline as alignment. Discipline as freedom. Think of a river. When scattered, water is weak. It evaporates. It seeps into the ground. But when focused, it carves valleys, powers cities, cuts through stone. Your thoughts are the same. Scattered, they weaken you. Focused, they transform reality. And how do you focus? You begin with awareness. You begin with presence. Each time your mind drifts into fear, you bring it back. Each time your heart collapses into doubt, you lift it, not with force, but with clarity, not with struggle, but with remembering. This is detachment, not the cold detachment of one who feels nothing, but the sovereign detachment of one who chooses what to feel, who refuses to be enslaved by chaos. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. Winds tear at the earth, rain lashes down, thunder cracks the sky, and yet in the center, there is calm. This is you. The storm is life, the calm is mastery. But let us go deeper, because silence and detachment are not the end, they are the beginning. Once the storm within is calm, you must direct the waters, and that direction comes from vision. Vision is not fantasy. Vision is command. When your mind is clear and your heart aligned, vision becomes blueprint. The universe, with precision, response. History proves it. In times of despair, leaders rose not because they had armies, but because they had vision. They spoke words that pierced despair like light through darkness, and entire nations shifted. The power was never in the words themselves. The power was in the resonance behind them. The vision transmitted like a signal across the unseen field. And you hold the same power. Picture the life you desire, not as vague dreams, but as detailed images. Close your eyes and see it, hear it, feel it. If you desire strength, imagine your body alive with energy. If you desire peace, imagine silence expanding inside you like a vast sky. If you desire abundance, Imagine the freedom of giving without fear, the joy of receiving without guilt. Hold that vision as if it were already true, not tomorrow, now. And here lies the paradox: when you feel it as true now, you call it into existence. Because the universe does not understand someday, it understands resonance, it understands frequency, it understands now. But some resist. They say, it cannot be this simple. They demand proof, evidence, logic, and yet, the evidence has always been here. Look around you. Every invention, every discovery, every masterpiece was once only a vision, once invisible, once ridiculed, until it became reality. So why do you think your vision is any different? Why do you believe the laws of reality bend for inventors, artists, leaders, but not for you? You are not excluded. You are not powerless. You are the source. Now imagine this. You wake tomorrow and commit, truly commit. No more half believing. No more hoping with one hand while doubting with the other. Instead, you decide. You choose. You declare, with silence in your mind and clarity in your heart, this is who I am. This is what I transmit. This is what I manifest. And from that moment, everything begins to align. Slowly, perhaps, subtly, perhaps, but unshakable. Do you see the pattern? Do you feel the weight of this truth? You are not chasing reality. You are commanding it, not through arrogance, not through force, but through resonance, the disciplined mind, the detached heart, the clear vision. This is the code. And when you live by this code, you step into mastery, a mastery that no storm can shake, a mastery that no chaos can corrupt, a mastery that belongs only to those willing to walk the path of silence, vision, and power. So let me ask you again, what reflection will you choose? What signal will you transmit? What blueprint will you send into the infinite ocean of possibility? Because life will answer. It always does. You are beginning to see the pattern now. The invisible becomes visible. The inner becomes outer. The unseen becomes undeniable. And yet, knowing the truth is not enough. Knowledge without embodiment is like a sword left in its sheath. It carries potential, but no power. So let us go deeper into embodiment, into the practice of becoming what you already know. Imagine standing before a doorway. On one side, your old self, restless, fearful, reactive, searching for meaning outside. On the other side, your true self, calm, unshakable, radiant, commanding reality from within. The door is thin. It is only an illusion of separation, and the key is discipline. Discipline is not chains. It is freedom, because when you master discipline, you are no longer a slave to impulse. You are no longer tossed about by emotion, by circumstance, by opinion. You become sovereign. Picture a ruler on his throne. He does not run to every cry from the village. He does not tremble at every rumor. He sits, unmoved, watching, discerning, commanding with precision. This is what discipline grants you, sovereignty over your own mind. But sovereignty must be trained, and training begins in the smallest moments, the pause before reaction, the silence before words, the breath before choice. Each pause is a battlefield. Each silence is a victory. Each breath is a declaration. I am in control. And slowly, like a sculptor carving stone, you shape the unshakable self, not overnight, not in haste, but with relentless consistency. Do you think the great masters of history were born unshakable? No, they were forged by fire, by discipline, by practice. And you are no different. Consider the Stoics, surrounded by war, exile, betrayal, death, yet they remained calm, not because life was kind to them, but because they mastered themselves. They trained the mind to accept what is beyond control and command what lies within control. And through this mastery, they tasted freedom that no empire could grant or steal. Now imagine yourself living this way. Imagine waking to challenges and greeting them not with fear, but with clarity. Imagine people speaking against you, and instead of rage, you feel stillness. Imagine loss approaching, and instead of despair, you feel strength. Can you sense the power in that vision? This is detachment. But detachment does not mean apathy. It means you choose what deserves your energy. It means you are no longer pulled by every string of chaos. It means you rise above, not to escape life, but to rule it. And once detachment becomes your foundation, vision becomes your weapon. Not a vague hope, not a desperate wish, but a blade sharpened with clarity. Close your eyes. Picture your ideal self not in the distance, but here. Now, see yourself walking into a room, presence radiating like fire. See yourself making choices not from fear, but from mastery. See yourself unmoved by chaos, anchored like a mountain. Hold that image and do not just see it. Become it. Your body responds. Your mind shifts. Your emotions align, and reality begins to echo. This is the true science of manifestation. Not empty desire, not frantic obsession, but resonance between inner and outer. The mirror cannot resist alignment. But here is the test. The universe will not hand mastery to you on a silver plate. It will test you. It will place storms before you. It will press against your silence, poke at your detachment, tempt your vision, not to break you, to forge you. Every trial is a question. Are you unshakable yet? Are you sovereign yet? Do you truly command your inner world? And when you stumble and you must rise again. Not with shame, not with despair, but with resolve. Because mastery is not perfection, it is persistence. Think of the blacksmith striking iron. Once, twice, 1,000 times. Each strike shapes, strengthens, refines. So it is with you. Each silence, each pause, each act of detachment is a strike. And over time, the weapon is forged, the unshakable self. Now let me ask you, what would life look like if you became truly unshakable? What would relationships look like if you no longer feared rejection? What would decisions look like if you no longer feared failure? What would mornings feel like if you woke not in chaos, but in clarity? This vision is not distant. It is within reach, and the price is discipline. The price is silence. The price is detachment. But is that price not small compared to the treasure? The treasure of sovereignty, the treasure of mastery, the treasure of true power. And so you must choose every day. You must choose. Do I remain a slave to noise, or do I step into silence? Do I remain a prisoner of fear, or do I rise into vision? Do I remain scattered, or do I become sovereign? No one can choose for you. The power has always been yours. You have walked far with me already. You have looked into the mirror of your own mind. You have tasted silence. You have seen vision. You have begun to feel the resonance that commands reality. And now we reach the summit, the place where knowledge, discipline, and embodiment merge into wisdom. Wisdom is not knowing. Wisdom is becoming. And to become, you must surrender not to weakness, but to alignment. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast field of possibility. Every path stretches before you, infinite and endless. But you are not lost, because the compass lies within. Your thoughts, your emotions, your vision, they are the signal. They are the direction. Do you see? You were never waiting for the universe to choose for you. The universe was always waiting for you to choose. And when you choose with clarity, reality bends. When you choose with fear, reality obeys fear. When you choose with mastery, reality obeys mastery. So ask yourself now, with all seriousness, what do I choose? What blueprint do I cast into the field? What signal do I broadcast into the infinite? Picture yourself again before the mirror. This time, it does not reflect your old self. It reflects the self you have disciplined, the self you have forged, the self you have envisioned. It reflects a sovereign being, calm, unshakable, radiant with presence. It reflects power without arrogance, control without fear, mastery without chains. And when you live as that reflection, everything changes. People sense it. Opportunities shift. Doors open. Chaos trembles before your stillness. But remember this, mastery is not the end of storms. Storms will always come. The difference is that now you no longer fear them. You meet them like a mountain meets the wind, unmoving, silent, present, strong. And as you walk this path, you realize something profound. Manifestation is not about acquiring things. It is about becoming so aligned, so sovereign, so unshakable that the outer world cannot help but reflect it. Think of the great figures of history. They did not chase power. They became power. They did not beg for control. They embodied control. And reality bent to them not because they demanded it, but because they aligned with it. And so must you. Let this truth echo through you. You are not a victim of chance. You are not a prisoner of circumstance. You are the architect. You are the signal. You are the mirror. When you wake tomorrow, remember this. Do not rise into chaos. Do not rise into noise. Rise into silence. Rise into vision. Rise into sovereignty. Take one breath. Take one thought. Take one choice. And in that moment, you are free. Free from fear. Free from doubt. Free from the illusion that life happens to you because life does not happen to you. Life responds to you. This is the science behind spirituality. This is the truth behind manifestation. This is the path of mastery. And now, it belongs to you. So I leave you with one final image. Close your eyes. See yourself, 1 year from now, walking with presence, speaking with clarity, radiating strength that cannot be shaken, a mirror so polished, so precise, that the universe has no choice but to reflect abundance, peace, and power. Hold that image, feel it, breathe it, and live it. Because you are not waiting for change. You are the change. You are not seeking power. You are power. You are not chasing mastery. You are mastery. And the moment you realize this, the mirror shifts, the ocean bends, the universe responds. So step forward now. Step into the silence. Step into the vision. Step into the unshakable truth of who you are. Because the world does not need another dreamer lost in chaos. The world needs you sovereign, radiant, aligned. The world needs your mastery. It begins now. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. Take the step. Live the code. Become unshakable. And watch as reality obeys.